How's it going? This is Chris Comments. It's a bright one today. Hopefully there's not too much glare. I've been driving around the parking lot this time trying to find a spot where there wasn't so much hazing from the sun. It's been a while. I've been grounded for a small while, calling a couple of politicians pigs for what they were concerning certain issues. Today I'm going to take it actually a little bit easier, and I'm going to throw this out. I've already posted my my other podcast. It's an audio podcast on Anchor, and it's Chris's Comments also, under the same title. So if you ever want to hear some more or throw your own opinions out there, let me know. The email address is atownmytown at gmail.com. Okay? atownmytown, that's all one word. It's supposed to be two. A town as in just a simple town. My town as in my town. But it's crammed into one. No caps. A town, my town. And it's at gmail.com. You know, you got an opinion to voice, you got a podcast of your own to throw out there, let me know. I'll spread the word. Especially if it's anything like mine, like this one, where it's about common sense. Everybody, where it's not so much, following some propaganda or just repeating rhetoric. When it's common sense on common ground thinking, that's going to be what I'm going to be shooting for as far as supporting. Now, it's August 10th, 2021 by the time of this recording. We've got a small variety of things to be going on that a lot of people are going to be throwing their opinions on. And for those of you who are really not into any hype, you just need to know that there's somebody there at your level. That's where this show comes in. And our first subject on it is as society-wise. Schools are suing our state's governor for removal of mask mandates and pro-anti-vax in our schools. This is good. This is very good, given the fact that there's no physical evidence that it's going to stop COVID or its Delta variant. At the same time, there is nothing saying that sending our kids out there. There's no clear indication that says we could send our kids out to schools, unvaccinated and unmasked. There's just no physical evidence that says it's okay to do that. It's too dangerous. It's too alarming, given the fact that we now have reported number of cases in certain states that have been declared a high count of COVID infections, concerning minors and children. So to sue our governors for just making these claims, it's a fantastic idea. I hope they win the case. And it's good. It's good to hear our voices. It's good to have our voices out there. Now, moving on to a political level, $1 trillion of the $3.5 trillion infrastructure is set to pass the Senate. This is also good. For those of you who have paid attention to the videos where I have not been grounded or have been removed, for those of you who have been listening to the audio on my Anchor podcast, somebody like myself, somebody like myself loves this because a lot of people are going to be hired for infrastructure jobs, and a lot of people are going to be Ubering, rideshare driving, and that's where I come in. I get to benefit off of this, even though I am not a part of that same infrastructure plan. I am, however, making a living. Well, I've been making a living, but I continue to make a living doing this, so as far as I'm concerned, this is just fantastic news. The first the first trillion of 3.5 trillion. And there's a lot of people that are saying that it's too much and that we shouldn't go that high. That's the hype right now. Is it a big concern and blah 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 blah? No, it's not. The only time that we should be a concern is if and when the time comes to tax the wealthy. The time for that comes up, and it fails. Because if we're, but according to the plan, taxing the wealthy pays for 46% of the economy, of the wealth's economy. Now that's some serious money. Now we know we're good for it. We who pay our taxes and work for a living, we know we're good for it. But all those that have been taking all their money over to offshore accounts and jumping through loopholes and all this good stuff, you know what? Once they start paying their fair share, 46% of the wealth's economy is paid for. I mean, that's a huge break on all of us, on you and me. That's a huge break. That's some serious money. And it just needs to be done. That's the serious part out of this infrastructure plan. The infrastructure plan, don't get me wrong, it's going to get paid off. It's going to get paid off whether he can get this accomplished or not concerning the taxing of the wealth, of the wealthy class. That's going to get done. We're good for it. As sure as it's going to be coming off of our labor backs. Okay? Sure if it's going to be coming, the labor is going to be coming off of our backs. As sure as we're going to be providing the sweat equity, it's going to be, it's something that we can handle. Plain and simple. It would just be a huge relief if we could get that tax plan into effect to where the wealthy are taxed and the wealthy are responsible for up to 46% of our nation's wealth. Economic wealth. Here's hoping. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. The first trillion is already set and underway. So business is going to start looking good again. The economy. But here's something that's going to be taxing to us. Or at least over in California. 500,000 acres destroyed by the California wildfire. It's the second largest in history. And it's alarming. 500,000. Now, I have, if there's anybody to blame, it's definitely corporations. Corporations just like Nestle. Nestle that bought out several dams, one or two, I should say a couple. They didn't buy all the dams. Okay, calm down, Chris. But they did buy to where it would make a huge impact. They closed the dams. They did not release any water for overflooding or whatever because they've been consuming it, bottling it, and then shipping it out to throughout the entire U.S. and various parts of the world. Okay, Nestle's doing that. But in that process of stopping the water to keep it to their company, they dried up the rest of California. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem because that's not helping with the wildfires. It's making them easier to form. This went as far back as I think the Obama administration, 2012. And so it's just a huge problem now in 2021. No, I think it was a huge problem even earlier than that. I think as far back as 2017. 2017 to 2019. The point is that now we've got way out of control problems, not just with the air, but with the ecological system of things. We need the wildlife there. We need the water there. We need the vegetation there. And we need it all to do its part in nature, to sustain life. And that's not what's happening. So this is a very big concern. If we don't have that pollen circulating, if we don't have the animals in rotation of herbivore and carnivore rotation, if we don't have the forest for all of that to actually exist, we're hurting ourselves. Starting in where the wildfire is at in California, and that's a problem. That is a huge concern. I hope to God, big props go to all of the firefighters that are over there right now, and doing it. They're fantastic people. They are 100% awesome. I hope to God they get a lot more recognition and rewards for the work that they are doing over there. Moving on to another social issue concerning crime. Now, please forgive me for not enunciating these names correctly, okay? I do apologize. They're spelled differently and they're enunciated differently from what they're spelled. Virginia Giuffre. There it is. Dadgummit. Virginia Giuffre. She's suing Prince Andrew for the assault that was committed on her back when she was 17 years old. She's suing the prince for what happened to her, for what he did to her when she was 17. Okay, this is a huge step and commemorative to her bravery for coming out on doing this. Even here in America, New York, Brittany Comizzo charges Andrew Cuomo for groping her. Okay, now despite the fact that Cuomo, at the time of this day at 11 o'clock Central, here on August 10th, 2021, he actually resigned. Okay, this is being filmed at noon Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. An hour ago, he resigned. It made public and everything. I don't think that she should stop with her charges, especially if it's true. And the reason why we're saying this is because this takes a lot of guts for these two women, Miss Giuffre and Miss Comizzo, for stepping up. Stepping up to these authority figures, as well as, imperial, royal figure, royal power. This is pretty darn important, especially for women, and for us guys who don't go through any of this stuff, who actually support them. I don't go around violating anybody, and I feel for the women that have trespassed against them, that have had trespassers against them, and I root for them. I hope that they win and they succeed, and that they get justice served. Now, there's a reason why these two ladies have made it to the news, though. This still isn't just about going after the rich guy, because more than likely they've already been down that road concerning gold diggers and such, and opportunists. No, these ladies have filed charges a small time back, and there is a certain time limit that goes to these investigations. There's a certain time limit that goes to these investigations, and when they expire, you can't still come back with a claim. So you have to come back before it expires and reinstate those charges through the courts, and that again gets the media attention, and they have to go through this all over again as to why they are doing this and what happened to them. This is an incredibly uncomfortable situation for these ladies, and obviously it takes a lot of bravery in order to get there. It takes a lot of strength in order to have to go through this and relive this again. So, big props go to them. Hopefully they maintain, and the outcome finally comes through with justice prevailing. Because right now, Andrew Cuomo resigning, this is not an admission of guilt. He could still claim that he's not guilty. And it isn't until it's verifiable in court that it actually becomes a fact. Same thing with Prince Andrew. The courts, or I guess the courts in Parliament, I'm not really sure what the correct words are for it. And that's if it has to be done in the UK, because remember, these criminal acts actually was done on U.S. territories, St. Bart's Island. So that's a little bit trickier, and it's speculated that it's not going to be for another couple of years until the decision is made on any of it. Where it's going to be held, whether or not he should be tried to begin with, and that goes for both him and Cuomo. So good luck to these ladies. I got my fingers crossed for you. And I hope justice is served. Now we move on to international stuff, overseas. Get this. The Taliban's tightening its grip on captured Afghan territory. Okay? That's not surprising, given that they've been, that we're pulling out. This wouldn't have happened if we were, and all this other stuff. I understand that. But we've already put in 20 years, and we've already destroyed so many leaders in the process. Those same people are not there. Okay? They're not there. There's new faces ruling the territory. There are new faces ruling the Taliban. And they aren't the same tough guys that we had to deal with, that America has to deal with for years now, throughout the past 2 decades. Okay? Here's something, though, that's going to be very interesting. This is something that the outcome is going to be letting us know what to expect. Okay? There is a battle that's going to be happening in northern Afghanistan in a city called Mazar-e-Sharif. Okay? They're standing up to the Taliban. And it's a possibility that Taliban can actually attack it and take over it. And that would be very dangerous, obviously, because it would empower them immensely. Right now, they're taking over all these little towns and villages, and they're tormenting and they're torturing and they're viciously murdering townspeople, defenseless townspeople, okay? They're not really tolerating anybody, and they're not really attacking hardcore major players, okay? When they were attacking on America, when they were taking them on, America held its ground. A lot of people out there want to say that America failed and that we lost the war and all this other garbage. No, we didn't. Not by a long shot. Not while the simple fact that the Taliban is being ruled by fresh faces from other Middle Eastern countries. These aren't the next generations. There's no son of this other guy who was blasted, 16 years ago. Okay? He's not real. He's not there. These are people that have migrated from other Middle Eastern countries that are now ruling the thing, and they think they're tough now. They think they're tough now that we're pulling out after 2 decades of beating the crap out of them. Okay? So the question is, and now here's the thing. They have a city that they need to take over. Mazar-e-Sharif. Okay? Mazar-e-Sharif is important. And if they can take it, they'll obviously try another attempt at maybe stealing planes or something, some other way of trying to attack America. But they're more than likely not gonna, because if Mazar-e-Sharif holds their ground and whoops their butts in an all-out fight, no, Taliban will just be back into their own little territories, bullying the defenseless on their land. Trying to make themselves look like powerful people, when that is far from the case. That is far from the case. It always has been that way. So, looking at Mazar-e-Sharif, looking at that city, will pretty much give us a good indication as to what to expect next. They're either going to go back home and just be boss of their own land, or they're going to make a move, another move again, throughout Europe or here in America. Who knows? So that's the case right there with what's going on in the middle of the year, in the middle of 2021, and how we're all faring. We've got a couple of struggles. We've got a little bit of optimism. We've got some hope for others. And then we've got the 50-50 chance of another pest. Another time that some hate organization is going to be pest to America. We've already got pests like that here in our own home country. To think that the world is going to end just simply because it comes out of Afghanistan or some other part of the Middle East, that's just silly. Okay? That's just silly. To think that we can't handle it, that's just silly. So, and that's where this show comes in. That's the reason for this show right here. To look at everything with common sense, on common ground, no matter what the subject. And the common sense out of all of these is that it's good that schools are standing up to our governor and any other governor that's getting confronted with by other schools in their states. It's good that the infrastructure bill is underway and that everybody gets back to working for a living, decent wages, and great taxations all around, not just on us. It's good that Ufray and Camiso are standing their ground and not letting those charges expire in order to eventually receive justice. It's concerning that we've got 500,000 acres destroyed in California. It's going to cause some problems ecological wise, and a little bit on the financial level. But hopefully we've got our fingers crossed that we come out of it okay in the end. Okay. And speaking of hoping to come out of things good, a terrorist organization is under trial soon. Somewhere down the line they're going to be testing. They're going to be put to the test, and we're going to find out where exactly they stand. That's what's going on here in the middle of the year 2021. And hope y'all are doing good. Hope y'all are staying safe. If you're a part of these lawsuits, I hope you win. If you're a part of the Me Too, that's the Me Too movement that's standing up to people that crossed you, I hope you win. If you're a part of the infrastructure problem, but you got a job that's going to be benefiting off of it, we'll see though. We'll see, because this is really where we're going to find out where our governors are. Are they going to spend money on us and our jobs and all this, or are we going to be seeing them sporting a brand new Hummer, in the near future? Who knows? So if you're a part of the first trillion, if you're part of the infrastructure, if you're part of the problem, the process of benefiting off of the infrastructure plan, I hope it's a success. I hope it's a success, and we'll find out again, because You know, to think that a politician is not going to take advantage of money coming down, you know, is pretty silly. The PPP loans is proof of that. You know. Okay, so I'm running low on time, and I hope everybody out there stays safe. Keep doing good. Keep looking after each other. We'll see you around next episode. And don't forget, atownmytown at gmail.com. Throw your opinions there. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.